Are you expecting much activity, Gabby and Ray?
I am. I think some teams need some players, don't they? You look at Everton, for me. Everton could need a couple of signings because it's looking very risky for them. They could probably do with another striker, take the load off Calvert-Lewin, who's had his injury problems. But I think that will be a bit, yeah. I think Aston Villa will look for a winger. Steven Gerrard left Unai Emery quite short on the wingers. What about Arsenal striker?
Well, it'd be lots of clubs will be looking at whose contract's going to run out, and maybe you can tempt the team with a little bit of money before they go on a free transfer, I should imagine.
Yeah.
Might be a few loan deals flying around. More loan deals, I should imagine. Just
who could Arsenal get on loan as a striker?
I don't know, Gabby.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be difficult.
Talking about
to get quality.
Arsenal wanted Cunha, did they? But he's looking at Wolves, maybe.
But
let's find out, because our transfer guru, talkSPORT reporter Alex Crook, joins us this morning. Alex, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Slowly reacclimatising to the freezing weather.
Yes. How are you finding it?
How's the jet lag, Alex?
I've been waking up at 5 o'clock every morning so far since I got back. So, yeah, not great is the answer.
No, not great at all. But you've got to get back into the swing of things. What can you tell us about, I don't know, the future of Jude Bellingham? Because he's on the back page of The Sun this morning. Real Madrid think they've won the race to sign him. Have you got any more on that?
Yeah, this is not one, I think, so much for this January transfer window, but certainly Jude Bellingham is going to be the talking horse when it comes to the summer window. We know most of the big clubs in the Premier League, the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, all keen to side Jude Bellingham. It was absolutely terrific for England at the World Cup, really underlining... underlining his reputation as one of the top teenage sensations in world football. And you can understand why Real Madrid is a massive draw for Bellingham, can't you? Because they're such an iconic club, multiple Champions League winners. He's someone who's already proven that he can hack playing away from England. He's been a revelation for Borussia Dortmund. So I think there's every chance this could happen. The Premier League clubs will have their say. But it's fascinating when you look at the model of Real Madrid. Obviously, they've had to replace an ageing midfield. They've already signed two up-and-coming youngsters in the likes of Camavinga and Tchouaméni. So Bellingham would just add to that armoury. I think it's going to be really interesting to see if he does feel his future lies at the Bernabeu.
One other standout player, I guess, from the World Cup is Cody Gakpo. Any Premier League teams monitoring him?
Yeah, Manchester United very keen to get this deal done. I was told yesterday, actually, that unless something drastic happens, this could well be signed and sealed very soon. Obviously, they have a forward to replace in Cristiano Ronaldo. Very difficult to step into those shoes, and Cody Gakpo isn't really an out-and-out striker, more of a wide player. I think this probably raises more question marks about the future at Old Trafford. Jadon Sancho, who obviously we know at the moment isn't training with Manchester United for various reasons. Erik ten Hag, a big admirer of Gakpo for what he did in the Dutch league, and again, like Bellingham, I think he only underlines his reputation at the World Cup. The fee is going to be around about £45 million. PSV Eindhoven very keen to cash in, having been eliminated from the Champions League. So I think this is one deal that could well happen in January. And once again, it's the Manchester United board backing their manager, backing Erik ten Hag.
They've saved that on Ronaldo's wages, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no question about that. More stories this morning, by the way, about Cristiano Ronaldo and this lucrative move to Saudi Arabia. Looks like that probably will happen. I guess that's an admission by Ronaldo that maybe his days at the very top of the game a number, because he's not someone in the past who necessarily has made career moves based on finances. Obviously, this is life-changing money even for Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's not the Champions League club that he wanted last summer, is it?
Alex, do you expect anything down the bottom of the table where people sometimes go, we need two players maybe to give us a chance of staying up this season? I'm sure Wolves manager Southampton have just got the new jobs, would want a little bit of backing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much the finance is going to be available to Nathan Jones at Southampton. They spent a lot of money by their stands in the summer. I think they're one of a number of clubs who are crying out for a centre forward, so that will be their priority. What's ironic there is they were close to signing not just Cody Gakpo, but also Gonzalo Ramos, the Benfica striker who scored a hat-trick for Portugal at the World Cup. Absolutely no chance either of those players pitch up at St Mary's now after the winter they've had. Wolves, I think, are going to be really busy. I was told yesterday that there's a massive war chest that's been made available to Lopetegui, their new manager. That was one of the attractions of him coming. You've mentioned already Matheus Cunha. He will have his medical today, we understand, ahead of completing what will be a loan move initially, and then a deal that could rise to as much as £40 million, which is huge money by Wolves standards. Aaron Wan-Bissaka out of favour at Manchester United is another player that they're chasing. I think Wolves, bottom of the table as we sit here now.
Yeah.
They'll be one of the busier clubs this summer. And the Nottingham Forest owner, in an interview with our colleagues at the time, just said they're going to go back into the market despite the fact they signed 23 players last summer.
Where's the space, though? Because, Ray, the changing rooms that I played in didn't have enough space for more than 18, 19 players, 20. Are they building an extra first-team dressing room, Alex?
Well, they might need to, mightn't they? I mean, they've got a sister club in Olympiacos, so it wouldn't surprise me if a few players were maybe loaned out to Olympiacos. There was a suggestion not that long ago that maybe Jesse Lingard could be looking to leave Forest in January. Obviously, he hasn't been there very long, only signed a short-term contract, hasn't been brilliant, has he, for Nottingham Forest, so keep an eye on that one. You mentioned Everton. You'd have thought that Frank Lampard is going to want to do some business. They're just 1 point above the relegation places. West Ham as well haven't had the season that they would have expected. There's a player, a Brazilian who was at Shakhtar Donetsk, how to spell it, Leon Tete, a wide forward they were keen on before, and I'm told their interest in him is ramping up as well. So as always in this January transfer window, I think largely it will be the clubs in the bottom half of the table, those clubs looking over their shoulder who will be busy. Keep an eye on Bournemouth as well. Bill Foley, the new owner, completed his takeover while we were over in Qatar. They could sign, I'm told, as many as 6 players in January.
I just quickly want to shout out some names, see if you've got any information on any of them. Josko Gvardiol, Sofian Amrabat, Enzo Fernandez, just some of the other standouts from the World Cup.
Well, Sofian Amrabat's agent was actually staying in the same hotel as us over in Doha, and I did have a conversation with him about his future. Again, lots of Premier League interests. I think many people put him in their team of the tournament. Mm-hmm. He felt like the summer was probably a better time for him to move from Fiorentina than now. I think the same for Guardiola again. I mean, what a tournament he had, really underlining himself as one of the best young defenders in Europe, apart from that game against Argentina when he was left with twisted blood by Lionel Messi, but there's no disgrace there. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't see that as the type of deal that will happen in January. I know Chelsea were keen in the summer. I know Manchester United are looking maybe to shift things around at the centre of their defence. But again, I think that's the type of deal we might have to wait for until the summer.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.